How do I find the IP address of an email's sender? When we get email from, be it spammers or just someone we're having a concern about, one of the first things that people want to go to is the IP address to see if they can locate that sender. Now, I want to be clear. That IP address may not help you at all. In fact, it's very likely that it won't. However, it is usually possible to find something like it, and I'll at least give you a few guidelines. How do I find the IP address of an email's sender? Determining the IP address of an email sender is difficult at best and usually impossible. Sometimes you get lucky. I'm Leo Notenboom. This is askleo.com. Thank you to the patrons of Ask Leo for making this video possible. askleo.com/patron for more information. Question. I am curious if there is a way to locate the IP address of an email I received. I have received an email and I would like to look up the IP address. It is part of a thread and I've been unable to locate the information. It was from my brother, and both he and his wife have an iPhone, and they have a family email account that they both share. They can both access it from the app on their phones. I was wondering if the IP would tell me which iPhone sent the email response. As always, thank you and keep up the great work. The super short answer is probably not. The longer answer is more complex and includes a few maybes. There are scenarios where occasionally the sender's IP address information is included in an email, but it's not common. As to whether or not that will tell you which iPhone sent the message, that's even more unlikely. Email headers. If the IP address information is available at all, it's in what are called the headers of the email. Normally, we think of the headers as being to, from, subject, date, and occasionally CC and BCC. In reality, there are many more that trace the email's path from its origin to your inbox. Exactly how you view the headers varies depending on your email service and/or email program. Pictured below is an email message I sent from my phone to my Hotmail account viewed in Outlook.com. I've circled two items. The ellipses at the top right of the message, which you click to expose the menu of actions you can take on that message. View Message Source. Click on this to view the actual message source, complete with full headers. Outlook.com will open a pop-up window containing the message source. Now you can see why they're hidden most of the time. They're not meant for the average user as they're full of technical gobbledygook. That gobbledygook is all plain text, so one approach to making it easier to read is to click in it, select all, and then copy-paste to your favorite plain text editor if you have one. Notepad is one choice. What to look for in headers? There are two types of lines to look for that may yield clues: received from and variations of sender IP. You want to look from the bottom of the headers to the top, as information is typically, though, sigh, not always, added to the top as the message makes its way from sender to recipient. The lowest received from line in my message looks like this: received from mail, etc., google.com, a fairly long line. That tells me that a mail server at Google first sent this message to my server, lw6.pugetsoundsoftware.com. This is because I was using the Gmail app on my phone, so Google would start the sending process. I was sending as an email address on a domain I own, like leo@askleo.com. In order to be authentic, that email must be handled by the server authorized for that domain. In my case, that's my server. But that's the earliest handoff of the email I can find, and nowhere was the IP address of my phone listed, nor was there any indication that my phone was involved at all. Subsequent received from lines show the message making its way from my server to sendgrid.com, my outgoing email service, from sendgrid.com to a server at outlook.com, and then another from one outlook.com server to another apparently holding my hotmail.com inbox. Similarly, the sender IP line I found in the header was less than useful. That's the IP address of a sendgrid.com server, which outlook.com noted as the sender of the email. Definitely not my phone. Sometimes you get lucky. I point out these failed attempts at examining headers because sometimes you get lucky. There are scenarios where the IP address shown in the header is useful. Sometimes you'll find the IP address of your home when you use a desktop email program, for example. Sometimes the webmail services will include the IP address of the browser session that initiated the email. Sometimes there's even more information in other or non-standard header lines that can help identify the source of a message. But usually, there is not at the level you're looking for. But sometimes you get lucky, so it's worth a little investigation if you're up to wading through a bunch of technical gobbledygook. An iPhone is where I'm most pessimistic of all, however, is your desire to identify one iPhone versus another. There are too many ways that this can go wrong. As we've seen, it's unlikely that the specific IP address will be included at all. If the phones are connected to the cellular network, their IP addresses will change randomly, so you wouldn't be able to determine which was which with any reliability. If the phones are connected to a shared Wi-Fi connection, as would be common in a home, they may even share the exact same external IP address. So unless the email program being used itself adding some other phone-specific and identifiable information in the email headers, I think your chances for determining who sent what are slim to none. For links related to this article or to leave a comment, visit askleo.com/106470. I'm Leo Notenboom. This is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.